Good evening, folks. After having clouds the past few days, we're finally going to clear out, but temperatures will still be in the upper 30s for tonight. Going into tomorrow as we look for some mostly sunny skies tomorrow. That'll be a first in the few days. We'll tell you if we'll see some rain around for your weekend. Your News at 5 starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to TV16 News Live at 5. Today is Wednesday, November 18th, 2009. I'm Michelle Cascio.
And I'm Kelly Deshbosh. Coming up in Harding News, holiday music is making its way onto Harding's campus.
And in local news, a Searcy man is charged with negligent homicide after a car wreck. We'll have more on that coming up.
But first, let's see what's coming up in sports today with Dylan. Dylan?
Sports, big game tomorrow night for the Bison basketball team and your headline sports. All this coming up later in the show. Kelly?
A Harding professor is contributing to a new Bible commentary. Professor of Bible Dale Manor authored a chapter on the Bible book of Ruth in the Zondervan Illustrated Bible Backgrounds Commentary Volume 2. After Zondervan published a similar series of commentaries focusing on books of the New Testament, Manor approached the company to see if there were any plans for an Old Testament series. The project was already in progress, and a slot later opened up for Manor to cover the book of Ruth. He has published a popular level commentary on Joshua, Judges, and Ruth a few years ago. The commentary was published earlier this month.
Today is the last day for students and the community around Harding to donate blood to the Red Cross. The blood drive has been going on since Monday and will continue through the evening until 7 o'clock. The Red Cross is giving out t-shirts and free snacks and drinks to those who come and give blood. The drive is located in above the Student Center in the Hammond Room.
Harding University's graduate reading programs will present Voices Down Yonder Readers Theater December 5th at 6 o'clock in the Benson Auditorium. The event will feature a collection of authors whose work, geared generally toward children and young adult readers, display the life and traditions of the South. Authors will select pieces of their work and read them aloud to the audience. The registration fee is $15, with $5 going towards book purchase. One adult chaperone is required for every 4 students. Tickets will not be sold at the door, and attendees must register at least 1 week in advance. For more information, call 501-279-5107.
Holiday music is making its way onto Harding's campus at the beginning of next month. The Harding University Community Orchestra will perform, with the Harding String Quartet opening the concert. It will be free to the public, and seating will be available on first-come, first-served basis. The concert will feature several Christmas arrangements. The concert will be held on Thursday, December 3rd, in Harding Administration Auditorium at 7. The orchestra is comprised of Harding student musicians, local professionals, and advanced string students from the Searcy Community School of Music. For more information, call the university's music department at 501-279-4343.
You might want to think twice before throwing out your trash. The Searcy Recycling Center wants your paper, plastics, and more. TV16 reporter Rachel Gardner has the details.
They say one man's trash is another man's treasure, and no one knows this better than the Searcy Recycling Center.
We take your plastics, such as your milk jugs, your detergent bottles, soda bottles, water bottles, corrugated cardboard, all kinds of paper. We shred paper now, legal documents, things like that. And we take aluminum and tin cans. We take electronics.
Getting involved in recycling is easier than one might think.
Inside city limits, we offer the pickup, and they just have to come here, get the bins, and we set them up, tell them what their recycle day is.
After collecting the materials, they are baled and prepared to be shipped. The center sells the materials to a broker so that the recycling services in the city are free. For many, recycling provides a way to protect the environment.
It is important to recycle. You save it, keep it out of the landfill, you know, and just think all this newspaper, you might save a tree or two, you know.
And for some, it's more than just going green.
I mean, I've got kids, and, you know, I want things to be nice and clean for them. I don't want, you know, them growing up and have nasty streets and filled up landfills, anything that helps. So.
For TV16, I'm Rachel Gardner.
A Searcy man is charged with negligent homicide after a car wreck. Police say that Eric McCurley was intoxicated when he drove his truck off a bridge on Graham Road. After he lost control, the vehicle turned upside down in the creek with water filling the truck. McCurley and one passenger were able to escape the flooding vehicle, but another could not. Jose Rodriguez drowned inside the truck. McCurley will be arraigned on December 1st.
The Searcy Advertising and Promotion Commission met Monday without a chairman. While Kent Bucksvort is still chairman on paper, the commission tabled his letter of resignation from October. Treasurer Bob White led the meeting in his place. Mayor Belinda LaForce says she thinks Bucksvort is still the chairman until the commission accepts his resignation. The hearing is to stop the tax is scheduled for Tuesday.
A manhunt is underway from Fordyce to Little Rock for an inmate who left a work detail in Dallas County this afternoon. Jacario Cranford was sentenced on October 7th in Dallas County Circuit Court to 10 years in the Arkansas Department of Corrections for attempted capital murder and aggravated robbery. Cranford had been working on the trash truck for several weeks. The trash truck had finished its route and was within a couple blocks of the jail when Cranford jumped off. He's possibly wearing blue jeans, a blue shirt, and a black jacket or sweater. It's unsure what direction he may be headed, but the sheriff stated he may be headed to Little Rock where his mother lives. If you've seen him, call the sheriff's office at 870-352-2002.
And coming up after the break, Cleveland police are back home at the home where the remains of 11 bodies have already been found.
And President Obama predicted today the conviction of the masterminds behind the September 11th terrorist attacks. We'll have the details when we come back.
Do you have a problem with your friends driving recklessly? With your friends endangering your life? I'm here to tell you that reckless driving is the #1 cause of teenage deaths. But with new and improved Slow Down, you don't have to die.
He's right. We should slow down. In the real world, there is no spokesperson to prevent reckless driving. There's only you. Speak up. Kim, pay attention. Can we pause it for a second?
Okay.
Thanks.
Hey, where you going?
I need to pass gas.
Well, it's cool. You can do it here.
No way.
Go ahead. I don't care.
Look, if I pass gas in here, it's gonna be toxic, and it could linger for hours, maybe days. Is that what you want?
No.
Be right back.
Secondhand smoke contains hydrogen cyanide and other deadly gases. Don't pass gas. Take it outside.
Welcome back. Police are back at a Cleveland home where the remains of 11 bodies have already turned up. Investigators are expected to use their hands to dig around suspected killer Anthony Stowell's home for more evidence. Over the weekend, the FBI used radar and thermal imaging equipment to mark areas of interest. Today, authorities will use X-ray equipment to examine the walls of the home. So far, Stowell has been charged with 5 murders. He's now being held on a $6 million bond.
President Obama predicted today that professed September 11th masterminds will be convicted and executed. Obama said today that those offended by the legal privileges given to the terrorist by virtue of getting a civilian trial rather than a military tribunal won't find it offensive at all when he's convicted and when the death penalty is applied to him. When U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder was asked what might happen if the suspects are acquitted, he replied, "Failure is not an option. These cases are ones that have to be won. I don't expect that we will have any contrary result."
Hearings are set to begin tomorrow to determine if the shootings at Fort Hood could have potentially been prevented. Senate Homeland Security Committee Chairman Joe Lieberman said they are trying to figure out what was known about the alleged shooter, Major Nidal Hassan. Hassan was charged with a shooting that killed 13 people and left 43 wounded on November 5th. Lieberman believes that it's important to identify whether the Fort Hood rampage is part of a larger problem of domestic terrorism.
The investigation we are now conducting into the murders at Fort Hood is in one sense a continuation of work we have been doing examining the threat of homegrown terrorism and Islamist radicalization of Americans since 2006.
Both the FBI and Army are investigating the shooting. President Barack Obama has ordered the findings to be submitted to his National Security Advisor by the end of November.
Additional fees to your bank? Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are trying to crack down on overdraft charges, which cost consumers as much as $35 a transaction. Sandra Endo has more from Washington about what's being done.
A simple cup of coffee could sometimes cost more than $40. That's because if you pay with a debit card and overdraw your account, most banks tack on an additional fee, sometimes $35 or more.
My bank charged me $35 fee for my $2.17 mistake. I had no idea I'd overdrawn my account. If I had, I would have immediately deposited money in the account to cover the overdraft.
Senate lawmakers want to crack down on what they call excessive banking fees, and they heard testimony over the matter yesterday on Capitol Hill.
For too long, credit card companies have made tremendous profits, excessive profits in my view, by charging consumers outrageous fees or raising rates whenever they felt like it, it seemed.
The Senate bill would let consumers opt into overdraft protection plans, limit the number of bank overdraft charges each month, and let consumers know when they overdraw. Banking representatives say there are ways to protect yourself from these fees.
Link a savings account or a line of credit to cover potential overdrafts, and avoid either an overdraft fee or a bounce check fee. This practice is one of the best ways to reduce the risk and the costs of overdrafts.
They're lucky to be alive to tell their story. Two 20-year-old men had to be airlifted after spending a cold night in a Utah cliff, 900 feet above the floor of a canyon. The inexperienced hikers ended up being stranded for nearly 20 hours, but eventually called for help. Reporter Bob Evans has their harrowing story.
We've done a lot of crazy adventures like this, and just like we were asking for it pretty much.
The 20-year-old hikers were ill-equipped and started late. After 2 hours of hiking, the sun had set and the temperatures were dropping fast.
Basically on the way down, like as soon as we got lost, we're like, this is a bad idea. And I was like, we should call the cops. We're like, no, we could do it. And then, yeah, we called the cops.
Rescuers say the men, both from Sandy, had no idea where they were going and didn't even know where they started.
Initially, he did not know where he was at. He thought he was in Big Cottonwood Canyon, then he thought he was in Ferguson Canyon. Our patrol deputies found his vehicle here in the parking lot.
Temperatures plummeted into the teens last night. Rescue crews couldn't reach them, so they dropped hats, gloves, and blankets to keep them warm until morning. The two say they wedged themselves between rocks and took turns sleeping. About 25 volunteer search and rescue personnel spent 15 hours making sure the two got off the mountain safely. Finally, around noon, a helicopter lowered a rescuer down to them, put them in a harness, and hoisted them off the ledge. They were cold and shivering, but otherwise okay.
I messed up, but lesson learned. In the future, I will know not to do it again. Definitely don't go out up without rope and in the winter, and don't start your adventure at 4 o'clock when it's going to be dark in 2 hours.
But would they do it again?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, not like something as dumb as this, but...
Stephen, the weather has been cold, to say the least. What can we expect?
Well, more cold tonight. In fact, the National Weather Service has posted some freeze warnings for counties in the northwest part of the state, but the clouds are going to be clearing out, and we're looking for another night back into the upper 30s, maybe even some places in the lower 40s. That's well where we were today on the almanac. Conditions out at the airport, 43 for your low, 52 the high, so we were a little bit warmer today. We'll be looking at temperatures getting back into the 60s in this upcoming week. We'll tell you why, and if we may see a little bit of rain. Come back from break.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Dimes are shiny and round. Nickels are also round. Dollars are not round. Dollars are rectangles. What can I buy with 2 rectangles? A bus ride. You're right. Good job, honey.
When you talk with your child, you build vocabulary, and learning starts long before school does. For more tips, go to bornlearning.org.
And we've been under cloud cover most of the day. Clouds starting to break out to the southwest part of the state around Fort Smith. Even Hot Springs starting to see some clearing right now. This line will continue to move out of our state. Massive low pressure system moving off towards the east, finally getting picked up by this northern flow, and it's just going to move it out to the east. And we're going to dry out over the next few days. Mostly sun, some clouds will be around, and we could see the chance for some slight showers and or thunderstorms could be possible. But right now here in Searcy, a cool one, 47 your current temperature. South winds at 8 miles per hour right now, and about 30 inches of mercury in the barometer right now. So that's high pressure is starting to build back in. 52 in Pine Bluff, 50 in Little Rock, 50 also in Russellville. In the upper 40s from Jonesboro to West Memphis, 44 in Mountain Home. 56 over there in Fayetteville, so very nice right now in Fayetteville where the clouds are starting to break. But it's this low pressure system that's finally been picked up by this these upper level winds. It's just going to move on out to sea and bring us some nicer conditions. Now this is the next system that we're talking about going to be moving in here possibly by Monday into Tuesday, but before it does, look out parts of Portland, Seattle, Spokane. Possibly 6 to 18 inches of snow, major snowfall expected in the next 2 days, but once it gets down into warmer regions, mostly rain will be expected out of this system. So for tonight, temperatures back in the lower 30s, possibly into the lower 40s, continuing to clear out throughout the night, a chilly one with light southwest winds. Then for tomorrow, a pleasant one, temperatures finally back into the 60s, south winds 4 to 8 miles per hour. You can check my weather blog anytime. We're looking for 60s throughout the 5-day forecast. Possibility for some rain on Saturday, drying once again on Sunday, and then to start the week, another slight chance for rain. Temperatures remaining in the 60s. We'll be up with Dylan with your sports next.
Every trip, every time.
California, here I come!
Buckle up so you and your friends get home safely.
I must scream it to the world from the top of someplace very high!
Seatbelts save lives.
Okay.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
Low and slow. My best friend, what are you gonna do?
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
That is spectacular advice.
The longer you take illegal drugs, like marijuana, the more they begin to take from you. They take your money, your time, the trust of your family and friends, your health, your self-respect. They take everything until there's nothing left.
Sports. Harding senior guard Matt Garner received his first career Gulf South Conference West Division Player of the Week honor by the conference office Wednesday. Garner guided Harding to a 75-70 win over Missouri S&T this past Monday night. Garner, a Jonesboro, Arkansas native, came off the bench to lead the Bisons with a career-high 19 points along with 5 rebounds. He also shot 88.9% from the field and 75% from the three-point range. Garner netted 7 straight points in a 3-minute span in the second half, bringing the Bisons back from a 1-point deficit en route to a lead that Missouri S&T never relinquished. As the great Scottie Pippen once said, sometimes a player's greatest challenge is coming to grips with his role on the team. Well, the Harding Bison's men's basketball team has been thinking, and they think they know their role this season. Number 1, hopefully. The Bisons will be back in action Thursday, hosting Northeastern State at 7:30 p.m. in the Rhodes Fieldhouse. Bring your loudest voice and some face paint. Harding women's soccer senior Minnie Guzman was named to the Daktronics All-South Region second team Tuesday. It is the second postseason award Guzman has won this season. Guzman, a midfielder from Louisville, Texas, had 2 goals and 3 assists for Harding this season. Guzman started and played in all 17 matches for Harding. Guzman is only the 3rd Lady Bison to receive the honor and the first since 2007. Emily Curie and Kendall Washburn were the other 2 Lady Bisons. Earlier this season, she was named to the All-Gulf South Conference first team for the 4th straight time. Dick Giron becomes the NFL's first coaching casualty. Kansas City Royals ace Zach Greinke captures the Cy Young Award, and Brendan Shanahan retires after 21 seasons in the NHL. Didn't have my mic on.
I'm Adam Anshel for Headline Sports. After a 3-6 start to the season, the Buffalo Bills fired coach Dick Giron Tuesday, promoted defensive coordinator Perry Fewell to interim head coach. Bills owner Ralph Wilson said that the coaching change was for the best interest of the team. In his 12th season in the NFL, Fewell not only gets his first head coaching gig, but becomes the first black head coach in Buffalo history. Royals ace Zach Greinke won the AL Cy Young Award Tuesday. The hard-throwing right-hander had a 16-8 record with a major league low 2.16 ERA while pitching for a team that won only 65 games this past season. Greinke received 25 of the 28 first-place votes. Magic star point guard Jameer Nelson will miss the next 4 to 6 weeks to have surgery on torn cartilage in his left knee. Nelson was injured in the 4th quarter of Monday night's game against Charlotte, but finished the game and showed no signs of injury. Nelson also injured his right shoulder last season, causing him to miss 4 months of action. Kobe Bryant set another milestone late Tuesday night, scoring 40 points to lead the Lakers past the Pistons 106-93. This was Bryant's 100th 40-point game, making him 3rd all-time behind Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan for reaching that feat. Bryant is also 15 points behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for 2nd place in the Lakers' all-time scoring list. The number 2 team in the nation had to fight hard to get a W Tuesday night. Darrell Summers hit the go-ahead 3-pointer late in the game to lead Michigan State over Gonzaga 75-71. Spartan guard finished with 21 points and a career-high 11 boards. Things got really tight for the number 1 team in the country. Cole Aldrich scored 18 points, grabbed 11 boards to lead Kansas just over Memphis 57-55. The Tigers had a last-second chance to win, but the 3-pointer from Elliott Williams hit the back iron. Memphis now 0-9 all-time against top-ranked teams. Number 12 Connecticut also did not have an easy time, but prevailed to beat Hofstra 76-67. Jerome Dyson led 4 players in double figures with 23 points and 4 assists. In the losing effort, Hofstra star guard Charles Jenkins shined, scoring 25 points and handing 8 assists. After 21 seasons in the NHL, forward Brendan Shanahan is retiring from hockey. The 8-time All-Star ranks 11th in career goals with 656 and is the only player in NHL history with over 600 goals and 2,000 penalty minutes. Shanahan won 3 Stanley Cups with the Red Wings. For Headline Sports, I'm Adam Anshel.
And a happy birthday to Mickey Mouse. The world's most famous rodent turns 81 today. Mickey's birthday is celebrated today because Steamboat Willie, the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, was released on November the 18th, 1928. Created by Walt Disney, Mickey's popularity has soared over the years as his empire has grown. By 1931, more than 1 million people belonged to the Mickey Mouse Club. And Mickey's name is now on everything from clubs and cartoons to resorts and theme parks.
Now it's time for you to take a look at this, the video you have to see and will want to share with your friends. Today, an explosion caught on tape. An arena implodes in a crane accident. Jim Ribble reports.
Take a look at this refinery explosion caught on tape. It happened earlier this month in northern Utah. This newly released surveillance video shows the blast, which damaged dozens of homes and was felt several miles away. A preliminary investigation revealed a pipe failed, releasing a fireball an estimated 100 feet high. Amazingly, no one was seriously hurt. Check out the demolition of the Dallas Reunion Arena. Crews used a process called a controlled drop to bring down the roof. The former Dallas Mavericks home will become a grassy field next spring. A simple tree removal turned into something a lot bigger when a crane crashed through a California home, splitting it in half.
It sliced through the house with absolutely, like butter. It just went right through.
Another crane was brought in to lift the fallen machine off the house. Luckily, the family was not home when the accident happened, and they say they're just happy no neighbors were hurt. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jim Ribble.
So, 81 years old for Mickey Mouse.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's looking good for his age.
He's the best looking rodent I've ever seen.
Yes.
That way.
So now if we wanted to celebrate Mickey's birthday, what are we looking at for weather?
Well, we're looking at cold, so Mickey might want to put on a jacket. That nice red jacket suits him quite well. Temperatures, though, back into the 60s after today. And temperatures at night, though, will be in the 40s, so you might need to bring the jacket. We've got rain chances Saturday and also on Monday, but not a washout by any means.
Good, so it'll be pretty nice. Cold, of course, back to fall.
Luckily, a lot of people will be going home,
Yeah.
so we don't
And
have to, we'll miss
if
the
you're
rain.
traveling out to the Pacific Northwest, watch out for that snow.
Oh, not looking forward to that. It's going to be a chilly one.
So, Dylan, tell us what's coming up in sports.
Sports, we got Northeastern University coming over here tomorrow night at 7:30. Playing them in a basketball game. Should be a blast. Come on out to the Rhodes Fieldhouse and have a good old time.
Good. We should all go out there and support our team. Thank you for joining us tonight on Live at 5. For all the updates on your news, sports, and weather, tune in right here tomorrow night.
From all of us here at TV 16, have a great night.